welcome, guys. OG Merpe here with you. We are going to play D&D tonight, the normal Wednesday night game. And I have myself not muted, which is not good. There we go. Excuse me. Where I am the DM, we are playing with three players and an NPC, and that NPC is actually probably going to be out of play for most of this episode. We're going to do a recap. We're going to let them reintroduce themselves, and we're on a timetable, so we're going to get going and play some D&D. All right, guys, I am live.
It's up to you.
It is up to you.
Well, I'm just thinking McDonald's chicken nuggets.
McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
That's what you want to come back on.
So, to clarify, I went, should I order McDonald's spicy chicken nuggets? And they go, I don't know. It's up to you. And it's the whole thing of like, guys, my best girlfriends would be like, girl, treat yourself. Get you them spicy nuggets. And then Daniel said something about the nuggets not being good.
Well, I'm just saying, they have gone severely downhill over.
But the spicy ones are
time.
good. The only downside is my butt's gonna burn. But they're delicious.
Mug is on camera.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, show the audience.
For the first time, my mug, which says DM Dave, right on it. That's me. And it's a mug, and I can drink my beer out of it. I don't drink out of cans anymore. It's great. This is awesome.
It's the whole thing of like you leveled up. You can't do mugs or cans no more. Only mugs.
Cans or bottles. Yeah, it's gotta be a mug. Okay, cool. We should get to it, guys. I want to play some. I want to run some D&D rather for you guys. Let's start with the recap. I know it was 2 weeks ago. Who wants to cover it?
I'll do it because I was literally the passerby watching the entire time.
Shout out to patient players who get themselves arrested and know what the consequences are for that. Take it away.
Oh yeah,
Mary.
I know the consequences. I didn't think I was going to be stuck in there that long, but like, y'all's fuckery proved me wrong. I'm just going to say that. But basically, Mary and Corbin were in jail. And because they went on a horse, they were in the town earlier than like Art and Tim. Art and Tim, 3 to 4 hours roughly later, get to the town, and you know, they kind of fucked around in the sense of like they don't know where Mary is, so their first thought is Charez is. Go to Charez. She's at this one, the guild. Okay, we go to the Woodsman's Guild. Okay, they want the book. I'm not sure why the book didn't want to be given, but the book was not wanting to be given. They wanted the whole book. They kept trying to do, well, I can write this one page down. It's a no. Earlier on in the day, Mary had made an exchange to break free, in a sense.
I got to break free. Sorry.
Want to break free.
There we go.
Of her original wedding ring to the first husband, the one she truly loved, others with a hose. But did that. All this is happening. Corbin's having a breakdown. Mary took a nap because, like, they were in there for a while.
Yeah.
Art and Tim had, like, the shenanigans of a lifetime. They had to hide in Jakob's bar because, the racist bar across the street said some shit about Mary and Corbin being like, oh, you dropped them, that gnome and elf, good on you. And, I love you guys. You stood up for me, but bad decisions of like cursing them out. So you had to hide from them. A disguise was made. I can't remember. Tim no longer has a mustache, I believe.
That's correct.
Anyway,
he doesn't have a mustache or hair, but he has eyebrows now.
Right, which he didn't before.
True. They got glued on. At Charles' tower, potions of like the shape-shifting, like change your form if you can imagine who you're trying to do. This comes into play because they find the hidden latch to get into the underground jail where Mary and Corbin is. Dun dun dun. And like shockingly, it's where Tim threw his book. Oh my gosh, suspense. Art at this point had been like, okay, we'll be back in 10 minutes, and was scared that people were going to take it literally. So he went in there, said Tim beat him up, and it was a whole thing. Tim goes into the underground cellar, is not the great sneaker, so he disguises himself as Snooty McGee, who is basically like kind of the magic dude, if you will. I don't know his rank in the order, but he's magic-y.
He's the guild
Tried
master.
Yeah, he's a guild master. He tries to like convince these people to like unlock the door because he doesn't have the key. Turns out there's only one key and he would have it, so they're like suspicious. Mary talks to him, not knowing it's Tim because it sounds like the other guy, is very confused. Tim basically gets found out, gets tackled, but then he's all buttery, so he slips out because he got on those silk clothes. He
Yep.
slips out,
Yep.
finds Art outside, who I can't remember. I think it was like after the whole thing of like, he hit me. Well, you gotta find him with the journal. We ain't helping you. He still looks like that one guy. And then they kind of just, Mary got pulled out of the jail cell because they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Tim and Art came back. Contracts were re-signed in blood, except for Corbin, who is now just going to stay there. And like the guys were pretty nice. The guild people were nice about it. They were like, we're not gonna like keep him in the jail cell. Like he can like sweep and stuff. Like he can work around the place. Like we won't be evil, but he's staying here. And the contract is we got to wipe out these goblins like the original thing, but now we also get an artifact. And if we do that, Mary gets her ring back. We get Corbin back.
That sounds pretty good. Gentlemen, do you have anything to offer, add, or defend for yourself with?
Oh wait, I forgot. We got to see Miko.
You did.
And Tim got to hold Miko like a single mom on his hip.
It was real cute.
I will say the reason why we didn't want to give up the book was because they were being really shady with what they wanted with the information of the book, and also we didn't want Tim's research to be destroyed or like for them to take it. But
My counter thing I'm gonna add. From my understanding, Tim's research is really basic, and y'all could have like took 20 minutes or like an hour and rewrote the book in another book. I would have waited. Mary would have been fine with that.
Yeah,
I was really wondering if like this is the moment it's revealed Tim has secret dark secrets or goblin porn in there, and I was like, is there a reason? And then Tim was like, no. And I was like, you fuckers left me in the cell because you were fighting over a book that has like, this is a mint root. Dun, dun, dun. Here's a drawing of Miko eating piss keys. Dun, dun, dun.
I love it. We're not even started yet, and it's already getting spicy in here.
Full warning, we're going into this. Mary is the mom who is done. She hasn't had her morning coffee. This is the mom who got called to the principal's office the third time this week and is about to kill everyone.
I love it. Anything else to add on the recap note before we start into character introductions? No. Excellent.
I don't think so.
No? Oh, yeah. Okay. Why don't you start us off, bud? Tell us all about him.
All right. So Tim is a human alchemist. He is 30 years old. He has made and continues to make questionable decisions every so often just to keep you on edge. That kind of situation happens pretty often where he'll make us just a decision that kind of boggles the mind. And sometimes it's because that is a purposeful decision, and sometimes it's because I don't think things through before I say something.
Yeah, that happens. That's a great recap. Speaking of not necessarily thinking things through, Mary, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'll say I did not realize. I thought Tim was like 25. I was matching him as a young beefcake, but now he's an older beefcake. Mary is like an 180-year-old gnome. She's the mom of the group, basically, but a mom with anger issues who maybe definitely, probably threatened to kill Jock the Lizard Man and turn him into shiny new leather boots and pants. And her goal today is to get that horse back. He took her horse, she wants that horse, and she's on a mission. And that's about it. Oh wait, what's that one line where it's like, I have a particular set of skills.
That's pretty good.
Particular set of skills. And it's gonna be finding that fucking horse.
Best of luck to her.
Uh-huh.
Which leaves us with Art.
Art's kind of along for the ride. he he gets himself into scrapes and troubles again, not thinking too deep into things. Um, Kind of just goes with the flow, but get, gets put on a lot of pressure whenever he has to come up with ideas. He isn't the smartest, but he makes up for it with his brute strength, and he can get irrational sometimes, but he can get also compassionate sometimes when he needs to, especially for his teammates.
And his racing class.
Oh yeah, he is a human and a rogue.
Sweet. You guys are also traveling with Corbin, the lovable half elf, who is missing his arm from about the elbow down, which is now replaced with a hook hand apparatus, courtesy of Tim. And and you guys have all just shared a tender moment with him where you've given him hugs and said goodbye at the end of signing this contract, and him going through a traumatic experience, which you all know has to do with his time as a contractee under contract overseas, which is the like fantasy politically correct version of slavery, and so he is understandably very disinterested in signing a contract in blood. And so you guys are leaving him behind for literally the first time since session 2. And you guys are going to presumably go out on this mission at some point where the guild head has made you sign this contract, holding Tim's diary and Mary's wedding ring as collateral for the fulfillment of the original contract you guys signed, which was to go find and clear out a goblin encampment which was harassing a local logging camp. And you had gotten to the logging camp and solved some issues there without getting necessarily to the root of the problem. And also to bring back Adun, the snooty human, the guild master of the Woodsman's Guild, a relic relating to Hadragash, at his discretion on the quality of that item, he will return to you your collateral. It is, there were, as you leave the guild hall, the sun is already down below the horizon, and you have another half an hour or so of dim twilight remaining. A few of you have stepped in and seen Charles already, and know that he and Farid are at his tower. And the two of you nervously glance over at the shaded chestnut and are relieved to find that there has been a shift change and there are 2 new guards standing out front. You find yourself in the courtyard of the now pretty quiet town square. A raucous coming out of the shaded chestnut and the rusty hand axe, and the evening is yours. What would you like to do?
Mary is first off on the exit. She's looking for the horse she rode in on that would have been like tied out front.
It is no longer there.
Okay. Can Mary do? Hold on, let me see what skills we have. I'm thinking, is investigate a skill or like looking for like trying to find the horse? I'm trying to think of what that skill would be. Perception?
If you're, are you looking to see if there's a horse somewhere you can see, smell, or hear, or are you trying to figure out where your horse went by looking at looking for tracks?
Tracks.
That is survival.
Survival. Okay. Can Mary roll a survival check?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna use.
So the other 2 of you guys walk out of the guild hall, and Mary basically immediately like snaps her head to the side, looks at the horse hitch, and immediately begins hunched over, like looking at the ground, squinting in the low light. What's the result of your check, Mary?
10.
10. In this low light, she looks around and she can see, the fresh set of horse tracks. And as she turns around to follow them, she very quickly loses them in the busy and bustling courtyard, which has had hours of use since she's been tied up, and is unable to track it any farther than the courtyard.
Mary's gonna look at the boys and be like, we're not doing anything until we find those horses. I had one tied up here. Jock took the other. He wouldn't tell me where it was, but we're finding them. And as she says that, like, Mary has, like, her face is red, and it's like, you know how chihuahuas shake when they get angry?
Yeah.
The slight just, like, she is not to be fucked with right now.
Tim's just gonna say, like, is maybe there a chance that they returned him to the farmer? They knew we got him from him, so maybe they returned him.
We can check. And Mary's gonna, I guess, start walking in that direction.
Okay, so you guys are heading to the house where you purchased the horses from.
Yes.
Okay, do you have a minute while you're walking across town? Do you guys want to talk about your past experience or future plans at all during that time?
Mary has us in a one goal mind. If the boys want for talk, though, she will respond.
Okay. So, if we're looking for those horses, we need to find out where Jox has his, and then go from there. I think past that point, we do need to start going and clearing out the encampment, and hopefully, if we clear out the encampment, we can bargain to get Corbin out early, and to help us with the search for the artifacts.
Mary's gonna look at Tim and be like, we're not getting Corbin out early. They're a stickler for rules, as you may have found out. And yeah, no, we're gonna have to clear that out and, like, hope we find an artifact along the way. We'll find something, but we gotta find those fucking horses.
Okay, you guys pretty quickly thereafter arrive at the home where you had borrowed the horses from before. And come to think of it, it was about this time when you borrowed the horses before. Coming knocking pretty late at night. It was near the end of your search. And once more, well, I guess who's knocking on the door? I'm assuming it's Mary, but I guess I'll ask.
Mary isn't even knocking on the door. She's just looking around to see if the horses are there.
Well, the stable was like around back of the house.
Yeah, she's just gonna walk around back. Can she sneak around back?
Absolutely. Roll stealth.
Okay. Mary is just gonna, like, sneak and just sort of look around back, and if they ask, it's gonna be like, the horses got stolen. We want to see if how it happened. Nat 20, bitches.
You're gonna say for a final of, and are you saying anything to your party?
Hold on. Final of 30. Mary's just gonna go, y'all stay here. Do not say anything. Keep to yourselves. Don't fuck around. I'm looking on the back and just, like, go into sneak mode and start sneaking. But she is gonna look back at Art and be like, the put your fingers at your eyes and then pointing it back at them? Like, I'm watching you.
And the two of you watch Mary creep away and out of sight behind the house, and you're left in just the stillness of the late evening.
I guess Art will whisper to Tim, I don't think it was a good idea to come here. Like, if they realize that we're here looking for the horses, you don't think they're gonna be mad, or at least demand, like, more money or something for them?
I don't think so. They have the money for the horses. If we don't bring them back, they're just gonna keep it.
Yeah.
It'll buy them more horses and then some.
Yeah. Plus, we have the contract in Mary's titties.
Okay.
That was the thing that fucked us up. And we had it as Tim had it, and then turns out that Mary had it.
But no, it's also getting dark, and like she's small. They're not. I do not think they're gonna find her.
Mary.
Give me that look.
Mary, you get behind the house, and your nose starts to bleed. Profusely. It's like getting all over your dress. It's like leaving a blood trail across the courtyard. You like duck into the nearest bush and like clean up the few spots behind you, and you're now like sitting here in this bush, like clenching your nose and bleeding.
Okay. Mary is gonna keep persisting. She's going to like rip a part of her dress. Or actually, hold on. Does she have like and the kids, do they have like cloth? Let me check.
I'm sure you do, yeah.
Okay. Could I like
I know Tim does. I don't know if you do.
Let me check. Do I have a claw? What's in a mess kit?
I love it. What's what?
Uh-huh.
A
I'm
mess
looking
kit.
to see what's in a
It's
mess kit.
that's like a pot to cook things in, a pan to eat things out of, and some cutlery. Not gonna do you a lot of good.
Okay. Mary's just gonna like kind of like take the under part of the skirt that you don't really see a lot and like rip it and just shove it up her nose, tampon style.
Yep.
And just keep trucking.
Roll me a fortitude saving throw, please.
How do I do that one?
You roll a d20 and you add your Constitution. I forget what it's called. Constitution. You have will, reflex, and what's the other one?
Hold on, I'm rolling up.
Fortitude.
I have
Fortitude.
fortitude. Yeah. So I add my fortitude?
You add your fortitude to the d20.
Okay. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Mary's gone. Another nat 20 bitches.
That's pretty
So
good.
24.
As Mary like grits her teeth and pursues, and she is able to like creep up to the back of the stables, which is just like open, and peeks her head around and is like looking, and there in one of the stalls is the horse that Mary rode in on, the black horse. No sign of the chestnut, and there's still the couple of rundown horses that were here before, or the mule. I forget what I said was here before. But the black horse is there.
Animal.
The black horse is there. Yeah.
Mary's gonna just walk back to the boys then.
Okay. You guys, like, Mary comes back around the corner, and she just got like blood all down her fucking chest, and she's like holding one nostril closed, where she's got like a bloody piece of cloth coming out of it, and she does not look great.
Arch is gonna be like, "Damn, we kicked your ass."
No, Tim, and she said, "Tim."
What happened?
My nose started bleeding. I don't know why.
What do you mean it just started bleeding?
Yes, it just started bleeding. I can't explain it. It just started bleeding. Also, the other horse is back there. Not the one Jock took, but I did, so we don't gotta worry about it.
Okay. Tim's gonna like use a cure light wounds to like stop the bleeding.
You're more than welcome to. This is something that just a standard heal check you could do using mundane materials as well, if you wanted to do that.
Can I ask, is this like a magical thing, or did Mary work too hard?
That would be probably...
Could we do a skill check or something, or no?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what that would be. Probably Knowledge Arcana. If you're trying to think if it's a magic thing that's happening, that'd be a Knowledge Arcana check.
Okay, Tim, do you have Knowledge Arcana?
Tim has knowledge of magic, yes.
Okay. I feel like I want to know, because I'm wondering if maybe they had, like, gnome dust or something sprinkled around there, like gnome repellent.
Alright, Tim is just, like, going in for the, because randomly bleeding, and considering
less.
Randomly bleeding going near the horse that they had, that was probably dropped off by the guild members, who we know of. One of them has that kind of magic. Tim's just gonna check to see if it's like a natural or like magical bleeding while he's like inspecting.
Cool. Yeah, give it a roll.
Use the tower.
Damn, Jennifer, it's stuck in my head now.
19, I believe. Yeah.
Not only are you able to determine immediately that the cause of the bleeding is magical, you are also able to deduce the most likely cause, which would be deviating from the contract you all just signed in blood.
Oh shit!
Did I deviate?
Because
Tim has a copy of it. We have a copy of it, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, what does it read? Tim pulls it out to remember what it reads.
It reads that your two primary goals are the fulfillment of the original contract, which is the clearing of the goblin threat in the region of the lumberjack camp, as well as now an additional stipulation, which is to present a goblin artifact in relation to Hadragash that is of adequate value to redeem for the collateral which has been collected from you. And you just signed it in blood.
And collateral collected, did it specifically say the ring and the ring and the
It
notebook?
had in parentheses, yeah, the ring and the notebook. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you also, I will remind you, ran a check when you signed that contract, and you had additional information about it due to your like charity work, your personal passion projects of just like when you first ran into Corbin and you guys were asking about the bounty hunters and you were like, is this on the up and up, or like what's the contract thing? And people, well, they have to sign them willingly, so it's it's all on the up and up, but you knew that it was slavery and people were often forced into this and kept in terrible conditions and all this stuff. And so when you saw the blood contract, like you had extra knowledge because you knew the type of bond that this created, and specifically the information I gave you there was can vary in severity.
Okay. Tim is just he pulled out the thing to read it, and starts getting mad. It's like, God damn it, those like guild. It's always the guild people. You know what we signed, right? I think we can't do shit unless we actually do what they want us to do.
And Mary's gonna be like, how the fuck does getting the horse to go get the goblin not go in the contract?
And Tim just like pulls it up and like pulls up collateral. It's like, yeah, it only says collateral collected from you. It's like, yeah, it's only the notebook and your ring, but like we had those, and so I'm assuming that falls under air quotes collateral.
We didn't have the horses when we signed it. They were gone.
I have to guess that they consider that collateral.
Mary's gonna say, I don't think they consider that collateral. I think they just, if we look for the horses, it doesn't matter if it's like, oh, well, you need the horses to get to the thing, because technically you don't. You can get to the horses. And they know how much I wanted them. God damn it. Okay. Well.
It's regardless, those little pencil pushers.
Little pencil dicks. Little codes.
We can't do anything about the horses.
Oh, I'm doing something about the horses. We're gonna stop by Jakar. We're gonna get some food, and we're gonna go. And I'm gonna tell Jakar to be looking for that horse from Jock and tell him that, like, this is the thing I need. Like, this is the one favor I'm gonna ask. And I'll leave him alone for the rest of his life. And let's hope that the blood on my shirt is, like, enough to be, like, sympathy, or like gnome pity. Nitty, if you will. And as she said that, Mary's just going to start walking in the direction of Jakar's bar to go.
The rusty hand axe.
Yeah.
Tim just looks at Art. Is like, I'm not going back in there. I think I've already pushed it enough for today.
Here, I'll go along with her. Or do you want me to stay out here with you?
That is your decision, Art.
Good answer, player. Good answer.
Are you going to babysit the gnome or no?
Yeah, I feel like I should go with Mary in case just some tendencies. I don't know.
Yeah. That's understandable.
I feel like Tim can take care of himself.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I ordered some spicy nuggets, and they're here.
Oh, because you treated yourself. That's
I
good.
treated myself.
That's good. You two are talking anyway. It's fine.
With no need of our opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
Daniel, I didn't want your opinion. I wanted your approval.
But she wasn't willing to tell you she wanted her approval before, only after.
Only after I disagreed with it, and she's like, "All right, then I don't need your."
I see you've been in a relationship before.
I get Tim to stand on. There we go. I got him to stand on the chimney.
What I missed in the 5 seconds I was gone.
Hey, he's what did you call
ninja?
when you were describing Santa Claus in this world?
Oh yeah, Father Solstice.
Father Solstice. Your Father Solstice.
Wait, what about Father Solstice? I'm confused.
I totally forgot about Father Solstice.
Really? Oh, dude, that's something I can never forget.
Oh, man. I
He's
gotta
on the
remember
chimney.
that when I'm writing my Port Sockis stuff. I gotta remember Father Solstice.
Wait, why are we bringing up Father Solstice? I'm really confused.
Because Tim's on the chimney.
He's going to kidnap the children.
Yeah.
Love you, hon.
Oh,
me too.
Okay, Mary, you walk in first, and it is nighttime, and the bar is actually relatively active. You know, easily a dozen other patrons are in here, and it's the Rusty Hand Axe's, usual clientele of kind of the outcasts from the Shaded Chestnut. You know, there's a dwarf in the corner, a pair of orcs, you see another fellow small person, couple halflings, hanging out. And standing behind the bar at his normal post is Jakar, and you hear his raucous laughter breaking out from across the bar before you see him. And there's the conversation. There's other patrons going on all around you.
Okay. Mary's just gonna walk straight up to Jakar.
And as you get closer, you can start to make out, some of the conversation. He says, "Oh, I can't tell you the last time I told." And he glances over and sees you, and he says, "Enjoy your drink. I think I see more patrons." And he, turns over and takes a couple paces and turns to you and says, "Yes, what can I do for you?" And you see Mary, you see him looking over your shoulders and scanning the bar for your compatriots. And I'm imagining about this time, Art is making his way through the door by himself. And, Art and Jakar make eye contact for a moment. And he's listening to you, Mary, but his eyes are not on you.
Mary's gonna notice this and be like, "Don't worry, Tim's not coming in. He respects the deal you two have." and she's saying,
"Now."
Yeah, I'm assuming they told you where I was.
He says, they were looking for you, but...
Oh, okay. Well, we had
no idea.
I fucked around and I fucked out.
Yeah, and Art, Mary, you feel a familiar presence approach you standing too close, and you, with your keen rogue eyes, just kind of glance out of the corner of your eye and see the same shade as Art's cloak, and you know that your companion has joined you.
No. Went there. She had a contract with them. Whole thing. Jock freaking, stole my horse. We got a contract for.
And he points. He says, "Oh, the beautiful chestnut is yours." He says,
Yes.
it belonged to the Durst family the last time
Yes,
I knew. Are they sold it to you? I didn't think they'd ever sell that. He says, the young one loves that horse.
I know, we rented it. Like, it's the whole, we bought it full out, but if we returned it, we got the money back, part of it. And that was the plan. Jock stole our horse. I get there, all I'm asking for the horse. I tell him we want to return it, because, that boy, he loves that horse. And I promise him, and Mary's gonna start actually crying.
Wow. Hold on, is this the first time that Art has actually seen Mary cry? Like, for real? Because she was, like, hiding in her mattress the last time she was crying.
Was she crying when, like... Because I remember one time when him and Mary were arguing about whether or not the raccoon was worth it, and she was, like, saying because it reminded her of her husband. Was she crying at that moment?
No, she was probably maybe, like, if you looked at her eyes, it maybe looked a little watery, but she was not, like, sobbing or anything.
Oh, okay. No, then this is the first time Art has seen Mary cry.
Cool. I wanted to make sure I got that right, because that by my memory, that was the first time. So, okay, great. So Mary starts crying at, mention of, this horse is this boy's life, and Jock stole it, and, you're getting emotional.
And she's like, and I gotta get it, because I gotta get it back to him, because I promise, and a promise is a promise, and I gotta get it back to him. And I told Jock this, I told him in there, and I told him I need the horse back, and he just smugly would not tell me where it was. So I threatened to kill him.
He's like casually taking a drink, and you like watch him. You see a little like beer dribble out of his nose, and he's you in the chambers, in the guildsman's chambers, and his voice is like unnaturally high for his orcish body.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, I know, hindsight 2020, we had been through a lot at this point. And she's just sobbing, and she's like, and then they threw me and Corbin in jail, and then I traded my wedding ring to kind of get out, and now we have a contract again, and we had to sign it in blood, but I need to get the horse for the little boy back first, because I'm scared Jock is gonna sell it, or he's gonna kill it or something to get back at me, but it's for the little boy, and I need your help, and that's why I'm bleeding, because if we don't go right now to go kill the goblin thingy, I'm gonna keep bleeding, and I just need you to help me find the horse. And she is like, at this point, we're talking blood and tears are just running down her face. Like, she is a hot mess. Like, it's a sad sight. This is no longer the proud Mary that Jakar is used to. She is broken. She feels really bad about this horse.
Proud Mary, who left a good job in the city. I'm sorry. Okay, Art, I'm going to give Art a chance to react to this first before Jakar reacts. Do you have anything to say or do in response to Mary just fucking falling apart?
Art, kind of shocked that the horse is really getting this Mary kind of worked out. He's not saying anything, but he just has this kind of worried look on his face, and he's just like, like just kind of, I guess, putting his hand on her back, trying to, I guess, comfort her. And he's just like, we just really need these horses. It's been rough these past couple of hours.
And Mary's just gonna be like, we know the other one's back at the thing because it walked itself back, and that's fine, but we need them and then just no.
This is great. Jakar is like, his tone is more serious, and he like leans in a little closer and drops his voice an extra octave or two, or rather a volume notch or two, and says, "I'm very sorry to hear that." And he says, "and I can tell how much it affects you." And he says, "But if you signed a contract in blood with the guild, that is now your most important priority." And he kind of glances down both sides of the bar, and he says, "I would make it your first priority. and then he just kind of like straightens back up. And in the same way, like Art recognizes Jakaz like trying to cover fake talking. He's like, "Yes, a beer, of course," and like turns around and grabs a beer, starts pouring a beer.
Mary's gonna kind of look at him and be like, I know, which is why we came to you. Could you keep an eye out for the horse? For the little boy, so he can get it back.
And he,
Because Tim said you knew Jock was, and you might know him better, and can you convince him to give the horse back just for the little boy?
and he, puts the mug down, and and he hears you say that, and he's like, and he, in his boisterous voice, "A receipt for a beer? Well, that's awfully particular, but if you insist," and like turns around, you see him like pull out, a scrap of paper he keeps next to his register, and like scribble something on it, and like put it face down and like slide it across the bar to you, and say, "Well, we're square now. Oh, more patrons, excuse me." And like walks off to go, help some of the other patrons who are hanging out at the bar.
She's gonna look at the note. Like, she's gonna wipe her face, but she's gonna look at the note.
Like right there on the spot.
Yeah, she's looking at the note.
Are you reading over her shoulder?
Yeah.
You unfurl this note and look at it, and it says, "Jocks came through, bought wine for a guy whose name I can't remember. You got to give me just a second here. I need my TM notes for you guys in Woodhurst. People of Woodhurst. Oh no, sorry, people of Brunswick. Yes, and he says, Jocks came through, bought wine for Theo, local fisherman, 2 days journey north, and like that's what, or northeast, and well, 1 day's journey northeast, excuse me, and like that's what the note says. So Jocks came through, bought wine for Theo, 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 local fisherman, 1 day's journey northeast.
Mary has no idea what that means, and neither do I.
Well, that's what the note says.
Alright.
Well, I'm assuming that he's over there northeast. We should go check it out.
Which direction is the Goblin camp thingy that we were in originally?
So,
Southwest.
Hold on. Never eat soggy waffles. He's east?
I'll show you time. They're in exactly opposite directions.
Okay.
Because basically, if you look at the map that you have of the... Actually, I guess you guys don't have a map of the peninsula. You have the map that was drawn for you of the peninsula, which... Yeah, if you guys look at Runeswick, like, there's water, it's pretty close to the water, but it's not right on the water. So, not quite to the Badlands because you're going the other direction. You're still going north, but northeast instead of northwest. So heading, like, towards the coast would be, the general direction there. But the road that is between Runeswick and Woodhurst is directly north-south, and you guys need to go south on that road to get back to where you were.
Okay. Mary's just gonna look at her and go, let's go get Tim.
Go on.
And she's just gonna start waddling out.
Yeah, I'll head outside.
Tim, you would have had about 5 minutes. Anything in particular you would have done with that time?
like leaning against the building and act inconspicuous, looking around for any of the peeps that might recognize them.
Roll me a perception check, please.
She missed Roxy.
Miss Roxy's back there somewhere. Oh, she is.
Yeah, I saw her
Miss
butt.
Roxy. Come here.
Is she by chance named after Roxy Andrews?
No, she's a rescue. She came with her name.
Oh, okay. Because, like, that's a drag queen, and I know Eva watches Drag Race, and that's so, that would have been genius.
No, we haven't named a puppy after a drag queen. We would, though. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Especially since Andreas knows the song I'm referring to. With that
Vaguely.
drag queen. Yeah.
Total of 27.
Holy fucking shit. With your total of 27, you don't see anybody you recognize, except through the window of the shaded chestnut, you can see basically the entire guard of who was left standing after the night of the blood moon outside of the chestnut, the black fist, the iron
Yeah.
fist. I can't remember what I called them. Something fist.
You
Black
look
fist.
constipated.
No, I'm trying to remember. The Black Fist company. You can see them all like sitting around a table, sharing a beer, and that like puts your mind at ease. You're like, oh, all those fuckers are in there. I'm probably gonna be okay out here. And then before too long, your two compatriots come back out the door. Mary looks like she's been fucking crying, and Art looks like he's not prepared for the situation.
Art looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's just unprepared. He is just baffled. Not baffled, but like just
This
kind
is
of
a lot.
yeah, what the heck just happened right now?
Mary's gonna see Tim and Dick said this is where Jock went to go visit a friend, and it's like 2 or a half a day or something like that away, and that's probably where he took the horse. So we gotta go talk to Fareed and see if he'll travel up there to get her.
I mean, we can see if it's on the way, and like,
It's not. It's in the opposite direction.
oh,
We're fucked in. And we're
Unless
singing our horn. And Fareed's the other person. Cause I know he travels and he probably traveled up there in my hand. Cause we co-parent.
I think
unless
that's probably the best thing we could do, unless you got another idea, Art.
uh would the contract still like make our noses bleed if we were to split up, even though we all signed it, even though like we are technically still fulfilling the job, would it still
What would happen is if one of us did something that's out of it, that person gets affected. Cause you two weren't, but Mary was.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Damn.
So we can't loophole it. From my though, like it said, like the damage is you said it varies.
The severity varies. The
Yeah,
severity
by
of
the
the
contract.
because Tim's check revealed to him. I don't know how much of this he shared with you guys, but Tim's check revealed to him that that type of blood contract creates a magical bond between the people who sign it and the contract holders, the severity of which can vary.
Yeah.
Tim would have shared it with the group once they were like in a spot that were, they're not be eavesdropped on.
Right.
With that in mind, I'm assuming it's like the guild is probably not going to make it so severe that if we went and do something, we're going to have a heart attack and die. But a nosebleed or like a migraine or something that would severely inconvenience us would make sense. Something that's probably not going to kill you, but something that's not going to be fun. So, anyway, Mary.
Calm down. We'll take care of it. Figure it out.
And with that, when he says that, Mary's just gonna hug his leg and start wiping her nose on it.
That's good cloth you're wiping it. It's not no peasant's napkin.
And she's just gonna keep crying into it. Aw, yeah.
I finally got to the end of my beer, so that's the
Imagine you show it to the camera and there was still beer in it.
Oh, I made sure that was not the case. Okay, so what's the plan? What are you guys doing? You guys are a sopping mess outside the Rusty Hand Axe right now.
Okay. We need to rest. I think that's the first thing we need to do. It's been a long day for all of us.
Oh no, Mary is immediately going to that tower. She is
Wait,
getting
what
shit
tower?
done. To Fareed's.
Yeah, we need to rest though. We can rest.
Yeah, we can rest after.
Okay. Okay. Fine. We'll go and try and speak to Freed. If they're still up, it is late.
So everybody's going to Charles's tower?
Yeah.
Cool. As you guys make your way through the familiar, because I can load that map, I have that. Charles Wizard Tower. You guys make your way through Charles's forest at the edge of the town. Oh, looks like we lost somebody.
No, wait, no.
Mary.
Uh,
She's
here.
gone. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing some objects.
I'm currently doing cover art for one of the Father Solstice picture books that there would be at Bertzakis.
That brings me a lot of joy.
Oh, give me 1 second.
You're all good. I think we're having technical difficulties. One of the players probably had a DC. So we'll need just a minute. We'll be right back to it. That puppy of yours has got to be getting a little older now.
yeah, he's like around 8 months. He's been getting better.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. He
Jennifer just let me know their power went out. She'll be back up in a few.
Oh
Oof.
my goodness gracious.
That is
I mean,
that
the timing's pretty
rough.
good, I guess. It was like right at a transition, but that's gnarly. Yeah. Well, if she's gonna need a couple minutes to come back up, it's pretty early. We've only been streaming for not even quite an hour yet, but now seems like a good time for a break. So let's take one of those and be back at 5 minutes, 7:15 or so.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Be back in a minute.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, there we go. I'm back. We're good.
I'm
here.
dying.
You're dying?
Right now, it feels like it. Our power's out because the electrical company forgets to say they're going to do powers. My POTS causes my body not to regulate. So I'm like sweating, dying, and also my phone is the only thing keeping me here, and I'm at 18%. So we're gonna see how far we get.
Okay. I guess do you want to continue, or do you want to just call it because we're having technical
Sitting on an
difficulties?
ice pack, so
Okay. You let me
I'll
know.
let you know if it gets
About that, you let me know if that changes. And that I'm very sympathetic. That's not ideal. It's not great. Okay, well, fortunately, you guys are somewhere where you have been before, and the map is not important. So you guys make your way through, the town, to the edge of town, to the edge of the forest, through the forest to Charles's tower, and you guys all have your marks, which allow you entrance to Charles's tower without any consideration. So you guys approach, and the door creaks open as usual, but there does not appear to be much movement on the other side.
Mary's just gonna walk in.
Gentlemen?
Yeah, well, we're all gonna walk in, I assume.
Yeah.
Then, as you guys are kind of milling about in the entryway, you're there for probably 45 seconds, a minute, and you start to hear like the shuffle of footsteps coming down the stairs, and before too long, Char's face like appears. And he just says, "What? Oh, it's awfully late. Are you okay? Is everything fine?" And he's, "Oh my goodness, Mary, is everything, wow."
Mary's saying, "It's an emergency. I need to talk to Fareed."
Oh, he's sleeping right now. Him and Miko are cuddled up close together. And are you sure that you need to? It's an emergency at this moment. We can't take a message. I mean, it is awfully late.
It's just we had this blood with you, but
Yeah,
Uh,
you're going robot voice pretty bad, Jennifer.
yeah.
damn it.
Oh,
Okay,
I heard that. Damn it, pretty clearly.
Okay, pretend I'm doing the crying voice.
Yeah.
What's breaking it up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Basically, what Mary is saying, the kid
Oh,
really.
it's still you're still like cutting
Hold
out.
on.
Uh,
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Okay.
Can you put me on speaker on your phone, maybe?
Workarounds.
All right.
Oh man, that is commitment. That's commitment to the D&D session. Yeah, power out is no joke. For anybody out there live or watching this after the fact, where we live, it is over 100 degrees for over a week at a time. So
I think it's 104 right now.
yeah, man, that's
Oh no, oh my computer's saying 106. Never mind.
oh yeah, no big deal. So the power being out for even a few minutes is shitty. I'm sitting here in an air conditioned room, and I'm like, I maybe need to turn the AC down a little bit more. Who computer's making this room hot? Wow, it's
Uh, I couldn't sleep like a couple nights ago because it was like barely at 80, and I didn't want to set it down. I was like, fuck. But yeah, it was bad.
yeah. Okay, try again.
You hear me?
You're quiet, but I can hear you. Here, let me turn Andreas up in Discord. Give me a second.
Hold up. If you can, also put headphones on the audio on the whatever you're using to listening because it's causing echoing.
1 minute.
Yeah.
On the upside, Father Christmas thing is down.
Oh, you posted it?
Not yet. I'm posting.
Oh,
A little bit. Actually, yeah. Well, it's gonna hear everyone's. So you'd have to put headphones on.
That's not my thing. Damn it. Hold on.
We're holding.
Let me meet him. Okay, I think this is how we're gonna have to work it. Can you guys hear me though?
I can hear that. Yeah, actually, pretty clearly.
Yeah.
Okay. But basically, what Mary was saying was like, we gotta get the horse back to the kid. And like, and he took it up there, and Marie Daddy asked him if he could get it, because if we go get it, I'm gonna keep bleeding.
And Char's just kind of like, he's like, yes, of course, I'll let Farid know, and well, I don't know if he's how successful he'll be able to be, but I'm more concerned with, and he like points to points to your nose. This is that last bit you said. You said if you pursue it, your nose will continue to bleed, and he's gonna like look up past you at and just like make kind of cautious eye contact with Art and Tim, and say, "Have you guys? I know that you were looking for Mary at the guild." And he's gonna look. He's gonna say, "What did it cost you to collect her?"
Blood contract.
And he just like, I heard a hang on, so I'm gonna hang on.
Try again.
I thought I heard a hang on.
Basically, I think my internet is just dead.
Oh, well, I mean, I can hear you, but if you can't hear us, it's a problem.
I logged out.
Heard something about.
Yeah.
Is it logging me out of this?
You're in Discord, but
I
like,
can kick you from Discord. That's not a big deal.
You're in like this log out.
yeah, then it means it's not connecting. It's trying to reconnect.
Yeah, sorry guys. I don't know if this is gonna work.
That's fine. We have no control over.
I can't hear you guys without Discord.
Yeah, and I mean we have no control over power outages. That's how it goes.
Because we got a thing for the power thing. It'll be fixed probably by 9:30.
Yeah.
That's a long time without power.
Are you gonna be all right?
Oh, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go on stream. I'll be right back. Well, guys, that's how it goes sometimes. We live in a city where it gets to be over 100 degrees and stays over 100 degrees. Those kind of temperatures mean that literally everyone in the city is running their air conditioning at full blast during peak hours, and that blows transformers and creates power outages. The trade-off of being able to play online is that we can play with our friends no matter where they are, no matter what time zone they're in, and we are all in the same town. But it is so hard to coordinate our schedules that the best way that we can do this is digitally. But a digital game is prone to technical difficulties, and the internet and power in general is one of the important things to make an online game happen. So, I know it's only been an hour, a little bit of a anticlimactic bit here, but that's life. It's unpredictable. So this is kind of a bonus game anyway, being it on Sunday. We're going to have an opportunity to get right back to it on Wednesday, assuming that schedules allow for that. So fingers crossed, we will be back Wednesday night at about 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, and we usually go for 3 or so hours depending on scheduling and when people have to go to work. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out, guys. And my apologies again for the way for life happening. It happens. I hope that when it happens to you, it is a good and beautiful thing, and I'll catch you guys later.